so sincere. Turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do.
TELUS Esports Series 3. We got another iteration of Phase 1, and a lot of you may be sitting there, what the heck does that mean, Lawler? But don't worry, we got you covered. Lawler going to be your host for the festivities today, and alongside me, the one and only Jason Supersonic Burns, who's rocking his Rocket League apparel. We actually, we're on.
Yeah,
we're on
I was
point
literally
today.
just staring at that. If you didn't say something, I was about to be like, how did we both end up in a Rocket League shirt without, talking to one another first? Works out, though. I'll take it. That's just, we've worked too much together. It's just one of those things.
It's a show day. We're covering Rocket League and Sideswipe today, so we should both be on brand. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like we're professionals, not that you can tell by our commentary today. Either way, we got a fun show for you guys in store. And if you aren't sure what is exactly going down, let's take a look at the format. We'll discuss the schedule, give you guys some expectations to look forward to. But if you guys are new to TELUS Esports Series 3, it is a Canadian-based tournament put on by TELUS with a lot of fun and exciting things that have to do with both Rocket League and Rocket League Sideswipe. The whole point of this is there's 3 phases. The first phase is open qualifiers, which we're in right now. And if you are based in Canada, you can do ! register if Nalantis doesn't already beat you to it, which man is built different.
I beat him last week one time. He's never gonna let that happen again. Not once.
But yes, if you are Canadian, you can sign up for a chance of $50,000 in prizes. We'll get into the specifics of that. Open qualifiers are until July 5th. From there, if you perform well or don't, which is the best part, is we are going to determine which level of skill you are in. Based upon your different divisions, there's 4 of them, we will seed you with players of equal skill. After we go through that, we'll then get into our division playoffs, which is Phase 2. That'll be coming in the next few weeks. And then after we get through Phase 2, we'll take the top 4 teams from each division into Phase 3, which is our semis and our finals. Those are the people that are going to be in the running for the big money. Which is going to be easier said than done. If we want to take a look actually at how much money is on the line, I mentioned 50K, but it's broken down separately over the course of 3 titles and some giveaways. Super, if you want to tell the people what's going on.
50,000 plus another 3.5 in giveaways for y'all. But, Rocket League Sideswipe, obviously the Rocket League title's getting the bigger purse there, the $30,000 total, just to let Apex Legends know that we are the better games. We are the better fandom. But yeah, 20K going out to the Apex Legends, 20K going out to Rocket League, 10K for Sideswipe, and obviously big shout out to our sponsors from Samsung and then Skull Candy, Logitech, and Astro, hooking it up with some of the giveaways down there for everybody at home.
Oh yeah, lots of stuff on the line, a lot of cool things to find, and don't forget there's other ways that we will tell you guys on how to get into those giveaways throughout the show, so don't go anywhere as we'll keep you guys up to date with that. But yeah, for the most part, when you're looking at the format, again, we talk about open qualifiers into the divisions and everything else. It is a pretty straightforward thing, but the only other thing to pay attention to is that it is different for Sideswipe. So the rules you're seeing right now are for Sideswipe, a little bit more cutthroat. Single elimination straight into it, but because of Sideswipe being the way that it is, it moves fast, and I think that's how we're going to start today. So I'm excited to kick off Sideswipe with you all. I think it's been kind of the highlight of the show of everything else, but overall, we've got a little bit of everything. We are going to bounce around from match to match, but for the most part, you can expect some games of Sideswipe to start the day, and then we'll close out with some Rocket League bracket as well. So if you guys are trying to follow along with that, the nice thing is if you do that ! register, it'll pull up the Battlefy. You can literally type TELUS in the search bar. It's qualifier number 7 today. So 7 of 8. We'll be doing this tomorrow as well, same time, same place. So you got 2 days to sign up. So if you are Canadian and you did miss out today, don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. So with that said, kind of getting into our matches, we're going to be setting up the actual match so we can hop in and watch some high-level Sideswipe. While we're doing so, let's take a look at some of the highlights that we've seen from previous events. Obviously, I mentioned this is the 3rd iteration of the TELUS Esports Series, but there's been, I think, my favorite iteration, as we say every single week, is the varying level of skill. We get both high-level and low-level super, but it allows us to really get involved in, hey, let's talk about the contrast of gameplay. These are best tips. These are things to look forward to, etc.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and maybe that's just caster bias because it makes it a bit more fun than us than having to be the super analytical all the time type of casting. But it's super fun and kind of a breath of fresh air getting to see all kinds of different aspects and the different mindsets and ways that the players at these different skill levels go about the way that they attack the field. It's a good time so far.
Yeah, I think it's interesting for us to be able to see, like, okay, this match we're going to see a guy who hits a double flip reset musty touch. And you're like, okay, that was cool. And then the next game, you're like, hey, this guy rotated cleanly. And that's the highlight. Like, it allows us to really emphasize the things, the rights, the wrongs, and talk about improvement, which I think is really cool. And in tournament play, it's an opportunity for a lot of different players to get that kind of experience. Rocket League, for a lot of people I've talked to over the years, which seems to be a lot of years nowadays, it's a lot of people's first esport. They've never really played a competitive game. They've never really looked into the above and beyond, but in some of these tournaments, you do end up going against a team that can freestyle and do a 3-man pass play across field, and you just have to sit and watch.
Yeah. Sit and watch is exactly what I want to do in a situation like that. Let's watch another one. Why not? Another 1-2-3 play. So they're coming up more often than just the one time, but they're always so satisfying. Like, if you've played Rocket League, if you've played Sideswipe, look, hitting a flashy solo play feels great. When you do a 1-2-3 like connection play with teammates, there's just nothing like it. It just feels so good. It's so fun and clean to watch.
Yeah, for anybody who's played traditional sports or is used to sports simulation games, you kind of get a different feeling in Rocket League compared to I hit X and it passes the ball perfectly to my teammate, or I hit triangle, it's a perfect through ball that is fed to him with the exact right pacing of. It is different, which is really cool. So the finesse of Rocket League, the emphasis that you put into, and also shout out to Ty Swoogles. I didn't even realize he was part of this. He's a regular in the community, but the ability to watch a lot of these things develop and know that like time, effort, and everything you're putting in directly correlates to your improvement in this game. I think for a lot of people in a game that does not have any pre-existing mechanics, nothing translates over like in an FPS that we see in like Apex Legends. If you've been playing FPS all the way back to like GoldenEye and stuff, or Quake or Doom, depending on how old you are, I don't want to age myself too bad, but the skill level is there. You know how to aim, click, shoot, but in Rocket League it's different. So there is a very rewarding feeling, like you're saying, Super, about the evolution of getting into Rocket League for the first time, and then when you put in those 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours, which still isn't enough for some of us. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's, I think, the closest thing in a video game that I've experienced that's close to the feeling of like a traditional sports team, of being in that kind of scenario and working it out and figuring out how you're moving down the field as a team, what people's strengths are. Like, yes, you have that in other games and shooters and things like that, but it's not quite the same, right? There's some randomness in guns and hit reg and all these other things that come into conversation. This is you, your teammates, the ball in the field, and the field's the same every time. It's just it's the closest thing you can get. It is better than any sports simulation, anything else out there. It's a special game.
Yeah, I think we, obviously everybody's like, oh, you guys are biased because you're covering and stuff, but it is a general sense. It's why it is so widely spread and obtained as one of the most exciting esports, because not only is it super accessible and easy to understand, but it also provides the opportunity for us to take a look at some different perspectives. So I think this might be the match. I don't know if we're going into this from production or not, but I do know that they were having some fun behind the scenes. So this might be our first match of the day for Sideswipe. They are playing a best of 3.
Be interesting. Different field setups. So there's 2 field setups that I'm aware of, not counting the hoops field in this. But this is the one with the lower goal setting than the one that we were using last week. So a little bit different attack angles. We'll be able to get the shot through. First one will come through for the side of orange. It's going to be Schnaggy securing the first goal.
Again, a little bit different here as we get into our first rounds of the day. We're going to try to keep you guys on Sideswipe in the beginning. I know we've kind of been hopping back and forth throughout the weeks, but again, the cool thing about Sideswipe is by removing the 3D element, the mechanics, the feeling, the excitement of hitting a really nice shot is all the same, but it simplifies it so you can do the high-level stuff at a much quicker pace. Hitting a flip reset where, all 4 wheels touch the surface of whatever, in this case, usually the ball, to get your jump back. It creates a lot of really cool opportunities. So, again, I'm happy to see that some of the global leaders, we've had a lot of Canadian players that are like some of the best in the world in Sideswipe stopping by, and they just bully all of our players. So I'm glad we got an actual equal match for the first time. Super here.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of saying that it's easier to hit some of those mechanics, but the problem is that because it's easier, they've figured out how to change things far beyond anything we see in normal Rocket League. They look like one of the, I think we were saying last week, the task bots, some of these alternate programs people use on regular Rocket League to to make the car do some crazy things in training mode. That's just like an everyday run-of-the-mill top player. Just a normal shot here in Sideswipe, and it gets really hard to read what's going to happen. It's pretty nuts.
I think it's what makes it most exciting, but oh no, it's an accident from Schnaggy. He ties it up.
That's your goal, Schnaggy. You got to send it the other way. Oh, tie game now. 20 seconds here left in round 1, and that one will get forced through. So Schnaggy will immediately make up for the previous mistake. Right now, he would have a security goal there and be up 3-1, but door is open due to that mistake, and it may go through right here. The recovery not there from Alex.
Either way, breakaway downfield, just has to jump and get the aerial, and he does. Again, responds. Keeping it close, time ticking down, and with how small the field is, feels like this next one might be the answer. But a delayed kickoff from both sides, lobbed over the top. Should be an easy save. And is able to cover on the back end. The shot's a little bit high. A chance to push it back the other way. No, he hits it. It's an own goal. Alex.
Pain. That is 100% pain. There's no... I mean, I guess you have to give a goal back, right? He gave you a goal. You got to give him a goal. I don't know. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, on that one, that's the one that we slam on the ground and go, no. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
That hurts.
It's rough. It hurts a little bit.
That hurts a little bit, yeah. So, luckily for them, it is a best of 3. So, a chance to run it back and try to balance it out. But, again, I like the fact that it is extremely close. It is not a blowout one way or the other. There is a lot of room for improvement, but, again, Sideswipe is very finicky if you're not used to it. Like, the controls and stuff like that do take some time to get used to. And, you can see some of those moments where off the kickoff, both of them do have basic strategies from, like, when I first started playing when the game first released. It's like, okay, delayed kickoffs are super huge. You're going to bump it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to jump and kind of shadow behind and put a body in the way. A lot of those things that, like, kind of bring back almost like a nostalgic feel, even though Sideswipe's only been around for a couple of years, is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that'll get you out of bronze into silver now with the delayed kickoff. I think they've advanced a little bit beyond that. Couple more options have become available with the skill sets of these players. Gonna hop in to game number 2 here, and this is a best of 3. So Schnaggy currently up 1-0, and a battle ensues off the kickoff there. Alex almost has a goal. Underneath, can he finish? Yes, he can. Up 1 early here.
Yeah, waste no time on this one. Looked like it was gonna go the other way. Schnaggy had a delayed, but set pretty far back. But instead this time, both good and pretty aggressive as Alex. Actually, Alexis able to get back. Can he get another touch? It's a good flick over the top, but does he have the recovery? And the game built in does have that slow recharge on boost. So anytime you're touching a flat surface like he is now, that boost slowly builds up. But no control. It's going to be a power shot from Schnaggy and hits the lip. The way, good recovery to keep it in the midfield.
Ooh, a little bit of an overcommit trying to get there at the end, and the double touch from Schnaggy, the punish immediately right here at the end. I think Alex should have probably landed and gone for defense, but tried to get a little greedy with the boost spin to see if they could score. Underneath? No, blocked out. Schnaggy able to recover down. Underneath, should have a breakaway here. The shot, it's good.
Good punish from Schnaggy again. Baiting out that touch high. It looks like Alexis was trying to push it in, but no one was there. It doesn't even matter with the read, and another good block. Schnaggy trying to run away with this one, and hustle back is going to pay off. Alexis, good save.
There it is. Another one, this time as the security goal. It will be a 3-1 score line. Still a minute 5, over half the game left. Plenty of time on the clock here for Alex to get involved, but it's going to become problematic and out of control real fast if the snowball keeps getting traction here.
Yeah, it looked like last game too. Alexis had the answer, but it was a mistake at the back end as both go very, very hesitant on the kickoff. But power back the other way, trying to find a way to shadow it. Soft touch is going to pop and really take it to the air, but offensive just trying to draw out Schnaggy, but unfortunately it gives a little bit of space to work with. Going underneath, but save and pressure. Able to keep it alive. As final 35 seconds approach. And time being wasted. Again, if I'm Alexis, I got to go as aggressive as possible.
Yeah, you need to be.
Oh, no.
Not the play I would have gone for.
Like, I don't know if Schnake just has like an intimidating like aura.
Yeah. Dude, you see
All right,
Snaggy
stop.
in real life,
Stop.
you turn around, you go the other way.
Well,
All right. Another battle, man. It's just a close one there at that end. Alex just cannot find their way through. This is one more time.
one more for the road.
It's going to be a goal. Oh, yes. Yeah. Brazil.
Oh, that was totally
Brazil on the
calculated.
board.
All part of the plan. Oh man, the ever coveted Brazil. Technically, if Schnaggy scores this, it loses in my heart. So like, probably gonna want that. Okay, smart play, smart play.
I loved the ground play there. Schnaggy basically looking like one of the freestylers trying to do crab walk across the ceiling in like a clip video for Rocket League, doing all kinds of flips and things. Just couldn't recover out of it to get back to the ball. 7 shots, 7 goals though. 100% shooting accuracy there.
Can't be mad about that one. As for the other side, 1 and 6. Tough, but the defense prevails. Again, it was such a close game in game 1 in that series where you're looking at the difference was a own goal accident and then convincing win. So Schnaggy waking up, someone that we got to be careful of with only 3 matches for him. Schnaggy does move on to the grand final, so we'll be waiting for the winner of our next match. But before we get to that, we do have to take a quick break and thank our sponsors. Again, massive thank you to Samsung for providing prize pool and everything else. Without them, we literally could not be doing what we're doing. And outside of that as well, don't forget Logitech, Astro, and Skull Candy for providing a bunch of giveaways and contributing across the board. If you would like to find ways to get that giveaway, you guys can type !Discord in the chat or look in the panel down below and find out some fun ways to get interactive with this. Obviously, there's a lot of different things going on here with TELUS Esports Series number 3. So if you guys would like to get involved, if you guys want to get in part of that, make sure you guys check out the Discord. But with that said, we're going to go refresh the lobby, make sure everybody gets joined in as Super is bullying, it looks like Noah in chat. And I'm going to go reprimand him in the back. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Super will behave, I swear.
Is that a phone? That thing's a gaming machine. Is that Faker? Everyone, fasten your seatbelts. And here we go!
When I first heard about the TELUS Esports Series, I was like, there's no way.
I was absolutely stoked.
You don't really hear about esports at all in Canada, let alone from a big company like TELUS.
Canada does have a scene, and we do have people who are thriving towards getting us into that bigger picture.
2 versus 1, and it should be their game. The Bronze Bonobos from second, now finally find first.
Simply put, the TELUS Esports Series is esports for everyone. It's our take of what we think the esports industry should look like and where we think it should go. It's way more fun to compete for something when there's something on the line. And the TELUS Esports Series gives players of all skill levels opportunities to experience that. We really want to make the gaming experience more fun for everyone, and we want to help the gaming industry evolve and grow the way that it should. And I think the time is right for it.
What's going on, guys? It's the Ma here.
I'm Cheesy Potato.
Yeah, I'm playing in the TELUS Invitational.
I've always really been a gamer, playing Halo, and then I eventually transitioned into Call of Duty, into Fortnite as Battle Royales became a little more popular. And then I eventually stepped into Apex Legends. The thought of becoming a content creator was just a mere dream that I had. My brother, Dr. Moz, pushed me out of my comfort zone to essentially start streaming, and that's when the grind for competitive Apex and chasing high Apex Predator ranks began.
Started Apex at day 0, first day the game came out. And yeah, I worked hard then. I was playing on console at first and just playing pubs all the time with a couple buddies. The longer Apex went on, the more serious I got about it. I started putting in more hours, putting in more work, making more content, like falling in love with the game in general. The only advice that I would give is basically just grind and put in the hours. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Just find like a solid group of friends that have the same mindset as you and then just grind.
The biggest thing is putting yourself out there, whether that's chasing high ranks for content creation or to start scrimming and competing in tournaments at the highest levels, such as the Apex TELUS tournament.
said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. You were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong. We started it all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the grand finals of our TELUS Esports Series 3 qualifier. Here it is Schneggy, who we saw just a bit ago, going up against Flamingo. And Super, we're back on that original, like, higher map.
Yeah, a little bit higher up. Going to require a little bit more aerial skills, and you can see the control there from Flamingo just a little bit higher than I think what we were seeing in the previous game. He's looking for that reset. Can't get underneath. Didn't have the boost that time, but he looks a little bit more confident.
Yeah, I think
on his approaches.
I think a lot of it too is just the understanding of like the spacing. You know, it's not just an immediate challenge and super aggressive all in. There is definitely an understanding of creating some distancing and taking your opportunities. But unfortunately, shot there just a little bit high. As now he's gonna have to rush back.
Oh no!
Gotta be careful with that touch though. As it might, as you said that. I think very much so. What we're both thinking. He's figured him left and right. Let's take the shot. Go now.
Oh, delayed. Has the flip
there it
still.
is.
Well, waited it out. Went high to get Schnaggy to go ahead and try and block low, and then boosted underneath to get the flip to put it over the top of him. So good patience. Has a little bit of boost and a quick shot. Saved well by Schnaggy. Comes up off that low post and able to make her crossbar and able to make the goal on his end.
You thought he was gonna make the save. That's what I know you were about to say. But same reaction.
Well, I thought he technically made the save, and then it kind of went around the world and came back, and he was like, you know what? You're right. You should have had that one.
Such a nice guy he is. But we've seen this from Schneggy before, right? He starts off game one, falls into security, and then he comes out and ends up clapping the other player. So we'll see if that keeps up. Either way, good save opportunity. But the secondary shot immediately put back on target. Again, Schneggy, I swear he's just hustling everybody.
But 100%. He's just set up, pool sharking it. That's going to be high. Schneggy going to wait for the drop down just off the mark. Won't be able to sneak it past. Flamingo just waiting there once again. Lets it float. What a save last second.
Still, Flamingo's probably just happy to keep away at this point. He's got to pre-jump this one, which he does, but Flamingo with a good read. And now a chance, got to keep it alive. What can Flamingo do? Plenty of boost. Sit behind it. Just needs to dunk it straight down, and it almost gets caught up as well. It is going to be Flamingo. In game one, only a 1-goal lead.
Man, thought that would have been a little bit larger of a lead just off of the initial read of Flamingo at the beginning there. Just like I said, it felt like he was a bit more confident, looked like he had a bit more control over the car, but he's really content with just kind of playing it out and trying to not be too sloppy on the defensive half. Takes a couple swings up front and then immediately gets back onto defense. Doesn't overstay his welcome, doesn't let those kind of little ridiculous things of chasing the ball turn into problems back on the other end.
Yeah, I think again it's very controlled. We've seen a lot of chaos already today, and it is nice to see the kind of a step back and a very controlled approach about how they want to go about this. So I think that's going to be the difficulty. Is Flamingo is very, I think, self-aware of the spacing and what he needs to do to make sure that if he has a lead, he's going to hold on to it. Which, from everything I've learned from Sideswipe, is it's good to play safe, but it never works out. Like, you have to be aggressive. You have to be the goal leader, which we saw Schneggy do previously. So. Yeah. It is a best of 3. It is our last Sideswipe match of the day. So curious if he's going to go out with a bang or what he's going to do, or if it is going to be a 2-0 for Flamingo. Either way should be exciting. I'm gonna hold you to an early prediction. We haven't done predictions at all in the entire time we've done this, so why not now? Is Schneggy going to bring it back and reverse sweep, or is Flamingo going to win? What's your prediction?
My prediction is that Mega Stuffed Oreos are still not as good as the Double Stuffed Oreos from the discussion last week.
You are useless.
No, Flamingo's got it.
But you're right. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully for Schneggy's sake, not the case, as very clutch save is going to start it off. And
Schneggy's going to pull it off is what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's not you.
That's what I said. It's opposite day. That's how that works. Or opposite game. It only works for the one game.
If it's opposite day, then there is a dog that is not flicking my shin right now underneath the table. Maple, stop.
Honestly, you should give Maple. You should give Maple a treat. To be honest.
No, that is her treat. My shin, apparently.
Oh, Flamingo underneath. Gonna look to try and see if he can delay this one to turn it into a shot. Cannot. Is going to have time. Looks to just shoot it low. Snaggy waits it out. Just parked in the bottom part of the net. And now it's getting a bit more chaotic. Now we're seeing Flamingo get a little bit more aggressive. And there's a shot up over the top. The spike down. The volleyball play will work out. 1-1 now. Just over a minute 15 left. And 2-1. Immediate goal there from Snaggy.
Yeah, it was a really smart play. Originally by Flamingo, you know, he drew out the defender and then over the top and put a nice shot on target, but Snaggy's been doing a good job of those low latency goals where he's going to get another one. It's a pinch back into the other side.
Like I said, Snaggy's going to dominate game 2 is the prediction I made. Crushing it. Oh, flyer for Flamingo. Just going to use Snaggy to say, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and put this one up there for me, bud?
Anybody is a betting person, make sure you do the opposite of what Super says. Because so far, it's been perfect.
What do you mean? I picked Flamingo. You heard it. Roll the tape back to my first prediction. After the Oreos.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like I said, Snaggy's a monster. I can't keep up with this. This is going back and forth too much. I just want to be right.
I don't think it could ever work out more perfectly than what just happened. That's like 4 goals. Oh my God.
Like I said, Flamingo was the first choice. Have I beat this joke to death yet? Or is it still going? It feels like it's still going.
I mean, if Snaggy scores next again, then yeah, it's I just want to see someone score twice in a row, you know? Just to see if someone's... Guys, what are we doing? All right.
Cool. Snaggy actually has a great... In that position, though, is actually a really smart play. You just hang the front of your nose off of that. The only option that Flamingo has is to roll the ball up into you. It's going to immediately hit down over the top of him, and then you can boost and chase that ball down the field and try and get a breakaway play. So I like the patience from Snaggy, especially in a situation where it's tied. This is going to get punished, though. And my first choice of Flamingo ending this in 2 is back on top.
Yeah, it was a crazy moment there. Again, Snaggy, like you said, the high ground, unless he, you know, accidentally misses as a challenge, it's kind of advantageous. So flip reset from Flamingo, but doesn't get another one, so doesn't have the power to stay low and collect boost, but recognizes the shot, and at this point just wants to keep it high. He does get the bait out from Snaggy, who needs to recover immediately. Still a chance, but a shot on target. It is going to be Flamingo, 2-0 in our grand final.
Comes through and closes it out. Like I said, first choice always right. The gut, Flamingo all day. I'm not wishy-washy at all. Totally had him from the beginning.
No, just no. Not okay. What was okay, though, was Flamingo's gameplay, as it is enough to secure the victory. So congratulations to him in our side swipe matches. That's a tough one to say fast 5 times. But, yeah, again, I think it was mostly from what I saw from playstyle. He just kind of that game sense, the understanding of, hey, I'm going to draw him out. I'm going to take a step back. And the eagerness from Snaggy, moments, you know, the pinches off the ceiling and off the car, the hood of the car to go back the other way. Like, a couple good moments, but the offense does take the victory eventually.
Yeah, Snaggy played well from the lead position when he was up or when it was tied, but when it's behind, he just doesn't have that aggressiveness to get down the field and secure a goal, at least not mechanically sound enough to get down there and get through the defense of Flamingo over and over again. He did get 4, though. I mean, it was a back-and-forth battle there. It was 1-1, back and forth, close series, but in the end, Flamingo able to pull it out.
Again, a good job of killing the clock. And speaking of clock, we got to take a quick break. But before we do so, let me tell you guys about the TELUS Friendly Future Foundation. If you guys are unfamiliar, TELUS believes in giving back to where it all started, the grassroots community. Type !point TELUS Foundation in chat, hopefully before Nolantis. Maybe not. It's always a challenge. To find out more information about how to support youth in Canada and charities across the country. With that said, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got some Rocket League for you. Don't go anywhere.
Is that a phone? That thing's a gaming machine. Is that Faker? Everyone, fasten your seatbelts. And here we go!
When I first heard about the TELUS Esports Series, I was like, there's no way.
I was absolutely stoked.
You don't really hear about esports at all in Canada, let alone from a big company like TELUS.
Canada does have a scene, and we do have people who are thriving towards getting us into that bigger picture.
2 versus 1, and it should be their game. The Bronze Bonobos from second, now finally find first.
Simply put, the TELUS Esports Series is esports for everyone. It's our take of what we think the esports industry should look like and where we think it should go. It's way more fun to compete for something when there's something on the line. And the TELUS Esports Series gives players of all skill levels opportunities to experience that. We really want to make the gaming experience more fun for everyone, and we want to help the gaming industry evolve and grow the way that it should. And I think the time is right for it.
What's going on, guys? It's the Ma here.
I'm Cheesy Potato.
Yeah, I'm playing in the TELUS Invitational.
I've always really been a gamer, playing Halo, and then I eventually transitioned into Call of Duty, into Fortnite as Battle Royales became a little more popular. And then I eventually stepped into Apex Legends. The thought of becoming a content creator was just a mere dream that I had. My brother, Dr. Moz, pushed me out of my comfort zone to essentially start streaming, and that's when the grind for competitive Apex and chasing high Apex Predator ranks began.
Started Apex at day 0, first day the game came out. And yeah, I worked hard then. I was playing on console at first and just playing pubs all the time with a couple buddies. The longer Apex went on, the more serious I got about it. I started putting in more hours, putting in more work, making more content, like falling in love with the game in general. The only advice that I would give is basically just grind and put in the hours. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Just find like a solid group of friends that have the same mindset as you and then just grind.
The biggest thing is putting yourself out there, whether that's chasing high ranks for content creation or to start scrimming and competing in tournaments at the highest levels, such as the Apex TELUS tournament.
World's Edge.
World's Edge.
World's Edge. That's it. I'm a Wraith main. I love World's Edge. I love my buildings.
World's Edge.
World's Edge, of course. I'm a Caustic main.
R301.
The flatline does so much damage. The hip fire is insane. Now it's 10 times better than the R301. Definitely the flatline.
R3.
Flatline.
R301 every day of the week.
Oh, 100% the card.
Volt.
That's tough.
Car.
Car.
I'm gonna have to go with the Volt. 3x on the 301, the Hemlock, or the Charge Rifle.
2x Bruiser.
2 times Bruiser.
2 times HCOG.
The 2 to 4 is insane. It used to be the 3 times, but now it's a 2 to 4.
I like the Assault class.
Assault.
Oh, Wraith. Oh, my baby girl, she got a buff, and the animations with her hands look so good. I was like, oh my god, they spoiled her. I was so happy.
I'd definitely say Controller is my favorite, mainly because I am a Caustic main.
Probably the controller. I'm more of a zone type player as well as an anchor, so control would be great for me.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I can't believe the night lay waste to all we given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know nothing lasts forever.
myself. I never thought this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run, and we can run. The stars that fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
Everybody, welcome back to the TELUS Esports Series number 3 with myself, Lawler, alongside Jason Supersonic Burns. We are ready for some Rocket League. We're going to be jumping into some mid-bracket action. I think we're in the upper semifinals right now, so kind of crushing through the bracket, getting to that point where matches are getting a little bit more anticipated, which is always exciting. We're trying to give you guys the best of what we can, but best of threes, pretty straightforward. And we're going to be kicking it off with taking a look at the bracket. Production baited the heck out of me there. Usually they jump into the game and they're like, nope, this is the bracket. This is where we're at. So now you guys know exactly what we're looking at. That's nice. Good job. Good job, production.
That's the thing that we use to look at. This is the stuff that we're talking about in the background while we're on the breaks. And now you guys can see behind the scenes.
Now the cool thing is if you guys want to see yourself in the bracket, you can type !point register and sign up. We'll be doing another one of these. We got one tomorrow as well. Same time, same place. And they're going all the way until July 5th. Oh, you beat Nola. Nice.
We'll see. We'll see if Nola thinks it's nice or not.
Maybe you get like an angry emoji.
Yeah,
like
I'll get some sort of angry back. We'll see.
So rude. You've been kind of rude today, man. You've been kind of rude today.
Adam told me to do it. It's yeah.
I will not stand for that. I actually have a microphone and can talk back. Usually you do that stuff when I'm like joking or like, you know, off camera or something like that. Like I walk away for 2 seconds and he's just like, yeah, he did all the bad things. Like, thanks.
Prove that you didn't tell me to do that earlier.
I didn't do it.
That's up. Sorry, I can't just take your word. Obviously you would say that, sir.
Here.
Waiting for that game to get set up. I think we are looking at the... Which one did we say we were going? I think we were looking at
going with McGill University.
McGill, yes.
Yeah, Lotus 8 Academy and McGill University.
What does their run look like? McGill took out basically NRG, who we saw day one. Who else did McGill go through? Any other familiar names from previous weeks that we saw?
No. Victrix, I think, is new this week.
Lotus 8 is... this is a team that we have seen, so McGill's going to be new for us. And you know what? This time, no debating. This is the actual game. Production taking us in like the decal. The V1 decal for us. I like to think that they're putting that on to show love to me and you, Adam. That's what it was.
You know, I might agree, but at the same time, I feel like it's just a clean decal.
It is. It's a clean decal.
It's one of the more unique ones. Like, there's not too many purple decals in the game. I think there's only like 2 now. So
Yeah, because what Koi's purple now as well, right?
yeah, Koi and then Dark Zero I think might have had one at one point potentially. Yeah, there hasn't been many.
Oh, battle here in front of the Lotus 8 Academy net.
Oh, it's a good touch.
Oh, almost slots it in off that left post.
Under a lot of pressure, but a good clear should allow them to break out into the midfield. Lotus 8 staying complacent in the back corner. Looking for boost. It has been pretty dominant so far by McGill. Aggressive challenge leads to an opportunity, but good rotation back from the defense on the blue half. I was going to break it out into the midfield. Again, a couple touches, but a 50. Yeah, that was a good call off by Batmoose there. Challenge to get immediately, and that's what a lot of these series have been, Super. There's a battle in the midfield, but the follow-up just barely off the post. Cesar's still in the corner. Plenty of chances. Front of the net before it's cleared away.
Shot was close. Those are the ones that hurt. You feel like when it leaves the nose of your car, you feel like you've slotted it. You're like, absolutely, this is going in. Top left, no chance. And then it just clangs off the bar. Takes all your hopes and dreams with it of that goal. Over one, a little bit of a fake out there. Demo comes through, but SAR's able to follow up. And has the third man there too. Batmoose able to take a shot, but NATO was there to jump on the ball immediately and just smother any opportunity of that ball going into the net.
Yeah, unfortunate for NATO there. That one looks like it was about to be cleared away, but gonna go for a doink and chip it downfield. Actually ends up popping it high. So midfield pressure for McGill still on top. As challenges met pretty equally across the board. But for a 1-goal lead, they've been able to hold on to it for quite a while. Luckily for Lotus, all it takes is one. Tied back up, playing at that 0-second time as well. This one pings in the midfield, and I will say both teams relatively rotation-wise have someone there for recovery.
Yep. There's been somebody there for recovery. The only problem that I've seen rotationally is that right now Lotus 8 isn't finding a way downfield, and they're stuck in defensive rotation this entire time. There's been a really solid rotation in secondary pressure over and over again from the midfield by McGill this far. Finally, it's going to cross that halfway mark. It feels like we've been over there for an eternity, just sitting in the orange half, and a save right at the last second. Diving through is Batmoose, taking the hopes and dreams of Lotus 8 away after they finally got out of their half, and back to their end they go.
Still a good job of handling the pressure. It looked like a counterattack was coming in, but able to bully him off the ball, brings it around in front of his net, and then good clear to the outside, but another chip up high by NATO. Wanted to backflip in front of that one, and now it's a chance, but a good save and able to come through again. There's been moments where both teams have a chance, but while there's been mistakes, the teammates have been able to be there for recovery. But NATO with space off the ceiling. A good setup over the top. He tries to play it with a touch below. Again, it kind of reminds me of Sideswipe, ironically enough, after that one.
Yeah, just play it high or play it low. It's the only option there. Here, a little more 3D. A couple more options to you. A couple more reads that you got to make, like that one. Hard read to make from inside the net when the ball's waterfalling down like that. You can't quite tell what the angle is, but McGill University able to save that one away. Back on offense now before it's Krim that's up. Try and push it through the midfield. Cut off immediately. To the corner, pass to mid. SAR shot and good. Up by 2. 47 left.
Yeah, really well played here. Again, you thought it was a safe play going to the outside for Martian, but unfortunately, defenders already rotating through. Master's able to put a clean pass inside, and Cesar bottom right, perfect placement past 2 defenders. It's a 2-goal lead. Maybe 3 if Master can get a flick. He plays it around 1 as the follow-up there, and it's not ready for it. Could have been a chance. That's a dangerous spot again. Either way, a little bit of a give and go. Challenged well by Batmoose. Nobody on the other side to receive it, so should be a free chance here for Lotus 8. As NATO with control, one more touch, and it's a good challenge again by Master. He seems to be kind of at the forefront of all these plays for McGill University. As they should have downed, that would have been a goal, but he actually ends up saving it. No!
Yeah, the other side is I think the Lotus has got to find another way to facilitate the ball out of their half other than NATO having to be that lead player. It really feels like NATO's kind of been the up front and the other two are playing a bit more of a supporting role. This clock will hit 0. Game won't end until the ball touches down. Still alive, but the game, regardless, it does finally come to an end, but regardless, the winner was going to be McGill University as they were up 2-0. All Lotus could do was kind of get a concession goal there at the end, just a little wind in the sails to take with them into the next game, but that is not the reality that they are living in. They are going to have to step up when they get into this next game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. McGill does a really good job of alleviating pressure. A lot of their touches immediately 1-2 out and back downfield, and we've seen that. I will say towards the tail end of the series, it looked like the pacing of Lotus 8 kind of found their footing. Again, they're doing a good job of mixing it up where if NATO does get a little bit of space, the solo play allows his teammates to get boosts and put themselves in a position. And there was a couple times, it was a shot on target, and then all of a sudden you saw a pass back down into the midfield. But those have been the times when the follow-up that we were so used to wasn't there. So yeah, some good looks, but not sustained looks, which is what they're going to try to do here in game 2 as we hopefully jump back into the action here shortly. But again, a lot closer than what it looked like it was going to be after McGill's pressure was nonstop on that offensive front.
Yeah, gonna have to. Again, I think it's gonna come down. I think that I almost want to say that I think it would be a better option with NATO as the second man coming in. Let somebody try and push forward, and then let him come through. And if something goes wrong, he'll have a bit more control over the ball in that kind of chaos moment and have the quicker read. And then you at least have pulled the defender out with you rather than your lead man having to be the guy to try and pull somebody out. I think they just need to kind of swap up their way of getting downfield. I think the pieces are there. They had a couple shots, a couple opportunities. Definitely a chance there. It was not a blowout by any means. It's a 2-0, but like it was a back and forth battle. They're definitely in it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities. You're seeing some of these moments where like the challenges in front of the net get kind of popped up in an awkward spot, and for McGill, those are definitely punishable. But overall, there's been slight mistakes. They had that shot that they ended up saving on their own team. So a couple moments like that, but it's nonstop pressure. 3 shots back to back to back. That is the type of pressure I was expecting out of McGill from when we jumped into the series.
Bang. Quick attack. Bat Moose going to be the one to finish it off again. I love the name. I do. It just take 2 random animals, throw them together. You got a name. I might have to start using that for new character creation names on Diablo. I don't know what animals,
I know how you do like this or that
ones.
or something, and I was like, hey, give me like it's some weird like
I can
Mad
do
Libs.
foods instead.
Oh no.
Close one. Oh, it's still there. Oh, painful. Oh no times 2. There's an oh no from here, and then the oh no from Krim right underneath the ball. And Master's just like, I mean, I guess it's still here. Might as well take this while I got it. Up 2 in the first 31 seconds of the game. This could get out of control quickly.
Yeah, it was real difficult. Krim had the right idea, but ran out of boost. So the fake, if you want to call it that, ends up being a problem as another secondary touch. And McGill University starting to run away.
I think it's actually an own goal. I think it comes off the wall and off the side of the defender here. Oh no, he does get the final touch. Okay, it's blue. It looked like it bounced off the side door panel of that defender, but it actually did come off the nose of the McGill University player. 40 seconds in, they got 3 goals on the board already. A close one in front of the box will get pushed into the corner and out. Batmoose playing forward, gets somebody to jump, which gives his teammate an opportunity. Master now looking for the second touch off the backboard. Up quick, NATO there to block it away.
Yeah, and a couple good moments, but short-lived. It's McGill back on offense. And add to their total. And to make this a threatening one as they're trying to punch their ticket into the grand final as well. He's already able to rotate back on it. Pass down in mid, but a little bit too high either way. Good control and off the backboard, but NATO there for the backboard defense. Absolutely crucial. But it's one shot after another and a clear downfield. Master somehow, despite being the initiator, able to get back on rotation. Now he's going to take it solo. Good touch over one, but not enough to do the flip reset. And it's going to get lobbed back down the other way.
Touch from Batmoose will send one into the midfield. Krim with a soft touch. There's a little 1-2 action that we're getting used to seeing. McGill University, so good at finding each other in those transitions, right? From defense. Always somebody in the corner, someone in front of net. You just kind of facilitate that outside. Quick 1-2 and back downfield, and you're in that offensive control once again. Master gonna have a high shot. One will go flying back. NATO on a quick turnaround in the rotation. Gonna look for the bump, but catches a piece of the ball at the same time. The bump was a great play, great idea. Just a little bit better execution there. Could have kept the ball in play for him.
Yeah, you got to be careful, though, again, when it gets a little bit weird on those sidelines. Communication tends to break down, so now all it took was one. Able to get past two defenders, and you have Lotus on the defensive half, all out of position, and executing a lot of boosts. So now, wasn't for Krim there in the challenge in the midfield. It could have been dangerous and quite threatening. Again, that's sometimes all it takes. You just got to put a nose on it in any capacity, as it's a lob in the midfield. He finds a teammate top left, but it's off the mark. Either way, follow up as well. At this point, it just feels like they're doing the crossbar challenge.
That moves, soft touch, down, follow up from Sar, but it looks like Lotus will be on the attack here. NATO won't be able to get a second touch, and Sar and Master both just sitting there staring him down, waiting for him to try and take that shot. Would have been defended most likely unless he had that perfect touch. Through the corner, up to the ceiling and down, now in front of the box. Sar there, shot, NATO once again to save the day for Lotus.
Yeah, crucial saves, but low on boost, obviously being spread thin. Midfield, chance to bring it solo, and I like the soft touch, but a bump and a bully is going to be a goal. It's the right idea, Super. Play it slow, buy some time for your teammates to get back, but it doesn't matter if you don't get to make a touch. That's a great heads-up play by Master.
Yeah, great bump, but the idea is there. Unfortunately, just not quite the touch that he was looking for. I don't think NATO wanted to pop that ball up. He was kind of starting to turn to his right to soften the blow of that ball. He wanted to try and catch and stick that into the fender and then dribble it downfield around that defender. But because it goes up, he has to try to make a play, knowing he's the third man back. Really tough spot to be in, especially when somebody's going to be a bully and come through and put their hands on you.
Yeah, smart heads-up play again. Those micro adjustments. I was about to say, hey, they let 3 in early, but after that, they played pretty clean. But difficulty is it doesn't matter if you don't put a point on the board. So now a dangerous spot. Cesar trying to play that one away from his target. As Master happy to play slow on this one and going to rotate through and deny some boost. This one off the backboard. Shot opportunity if they're up. It is a beat. So pass potentially in field. A minimal boost and a lot to commit. This should be easy for Lotus 8 to break on out, but they need a goal now, and if they don't, you're going to have to drop down to that lower bracket. Shot on target, but he's there again. Rotation's clean from McGill, and they're trying to close this one out perfectly.
Air dribble is there. No! Somehow it gets saved away as well. There is just no getting through the defensive rotation of McGill for Lotus right now.
Looking like quite the threat here in the final 10 seconds. As McGill, at this point, it's just a formality and is going to punch their ticket to the grand final. Where they will wait for the winners of Griffin's Gold and the Spear Goblins, who we've actually seen every single event so far. So glad to see them jumping in, but for McGill, looking like quite the threat.
They have some shots. It's nothing crazy downfield. It's not a bunch of flip resets. It's nothing flashy. It's clean play. They're really quick when they're on offensive. One goes in, makes the attack, and is immediately out. Maybe he grabs a corner boost. Maybe he tries to bump somebody, but his goal, getting back to midfield. Their midfield presence is there, so it's just a constant attack. They don't let you into their half very often, and when they do, the game plan is down to our corner, somebody sitting there who just secured the boost, boom it downfield, back to the midfield line, and that's where we're going to live. And it worked really well for them all throughout those two games.
Yeah, really good pressure up on offense, and it looked initially like, okay, Lotus 8, you're starting to get back into this. Things are making a little bit more sense. And then they come out and score 3 within, 40 seconds? And I'm like, okay, maybe not. So,
yeah,
again, it was a very quick change of pace again. And I think when you start to find that footing and you're beating everybody the ball, you get into a flow. Comms and everything else start to go smoothly. Like, everything starts to click, and it gets real ugly real fast. So, glad to see them put up a fight, but they're not done yet. Lotus 8 is going to be dropping to the lower bracket. And we do have confirmation that Griffin's Gold is actually in that upper final waiting for McGill University, which I think is going to be our next match. But before we go into that, as always, we'd love you guys to be part of the community here at TELUS Esports Series number 3. And if you want to, and if you could, we'll reward you by doing so. You guys check out the Discord by typing !Discord in the chat, or checking out the Twitch panel down below. You can join in there. And the nice thing is there's some unique giveaways and things going on throughout the event. Again, don't forget, while you're in there, you can also check out ways to be part of the community by being part of the prize pools. You can also do stuff with hitting !Register and signing up for a chance to be a part of these and win these things. But if you're not looking to compete and you just want to be part of the community, easy way to do so is by doing that. So with that said, we appreciate you all taking the time to tune in. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Griffin's Gold and McGill University. Don't go anywhere.
Is that a phone? That thing's a gaming machine. Is that Faker? Everyone, fasten your seatbelts. And here we go!
When I first heard about the TELUS Esports Series, I was like, there's no way.
I was absolutely stoked.
You don't really hear about esports at all in Canada, let alone from a big company like TELUS.
Canada does have a scene, and we do have people who are thriving towards getting us into that bigger picture.
2 versus 1, and it should be their game. The Bronze Bonobos from second, now finally find first.
Simply put, the TELUS Esports Series is esports for everyone. It's our take of what we think the esports industry should look like and where we think it should go. It's way more fun to compete for something when there's something on the line. And the TELUS Esports Series gives players of all skill levels opportunities to experience that. We really want to make the gaming experience more fun for everyone, and we want to help the gaming industry evolve and grow the way that it should. And I think the time is right for it.
Everybody, welcome back to TELUS Esports Series number 3. Baller, your host, alongside Jason Supersonic Burns, and he is grumpy because I'm mad at him for not sharing his snacks.
Mad at me for not sharing the snacks? You were just abusing me for having the snacks.
Prove it.
I said that it happened. I'm gonna use your same argument.
That's exactly what you would say.
It is. It is exactly what I would say.
Production, you do not pull up the replay.
Production. Yes. Yes,
Production.
Run it back.
Why, production? What have I done to you? I show up on time. I do the thing. Like, either way, jokes aside, we got some matches coming up for you guys. We talked about how we just watched McGill University put on a show for us, and they're going up against Griffin's Gold, their number 1 seed coming in. Again, seeds don't mean anything because McGill is number 10, which means they should have been like way into the lower bracket. So that's the exciting thing about this. We get kind of a varying skill set, but in the end, you got to win your matches that are in front of you, and McGill and Griffins have done just that. So looking pretty solid, and in the other sides of the bracket too, we got Spear Goblins staying alive and Lotus 8 dropping down. So let's jump into our best of 3. Again, McGill University should be familiar with, but on the other side, Griffin's Gold. I'm interested to see on what kind of play style got them to this point, and so far, pretty good. They pass to each other, super. They hit aerials. They pick up boost. That's good. That's real good.
Those are all things that we like to see you do if you're going to try and win a game of Rocket League. It's typically all of those things are involved. So I will go with you on this journey of saying that is good. A little bit of a double commit here on the wall. One does back off, pass down to the midfield. And that's immediately broken up. That first man on McGill University making sure to not give any free shots out of the midfield pass lane. Good decision there. Sar can't get their shots down. Saved away. Player waiting on the goal line. Able to make the save.
30 seconds in, and I already have my prediction of who wins. I hate that that's the case. But, yeah, McGill looking like the team to beat right now. There's just a couple things that I'm already seeing based upon, like, when and when not people should be challenging and, you know, some of the kind of the decision-making that's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to be proven wrong, but again, it is interesting, I think, that we have gotten to the point where you can tell, in my opinion, so quickly, as long as I'm right, kind of the varying skill sets and differences. So with that in mind, I think this is McGill's game to lose, but that is kind of just early iterations. There might be some nerves. Again, I think my favorite thing about a lot of these tournaments, and shout outs to TELUS for putting this stuff on now for a 3rd time, that it is not only trying to build up and showcase that there is a lot of talent out there in Canada as a region. As unfortunately a tough save. It is going to be a goal here for McGill. But
that recovery in air, great shot.
It provides an opportunity, right? Like this could be the very first time that Griffins is casted for, or it could be the first time that they're on stream where there's, you know, kind of production behind it. So yeah, it does bring some nerves. It's a good experience to kind of feel what that's like for the first time, especially for those that are into the the competitive sports side of things.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you with the start of that rant, which started with your determination that you believe that McGill University's the team that's probably the one to beat here. And I want to say that I don't think that they're the most mechanically sound team that we've seen of all the days yet, but I will say that their commitment to always having that 3rd man back and that rotation being clean is probably the best executed of the teams that we've watched thus far.
Yeah, I think they're very controlled in their decision making. Again, I think there's definitely room to be desired in, you know, some of the mechanical steps. Obviously, you and I are very biased considering, you know, we watch professional players all day, every day. So I'm not going to compare you to First Killer. I think that's unfair. I don't think anybody else. Also, I'm going to just warn you guys in particular. I don't know if you heard that, but all my audio and all my lights just popped. There is a big storm going on. So if I disappear, it's because I hate Jason.
That's not good. If there's another storm going on, I'm in the same city as you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Do I need to get to shelter? Is my house considered shelter? Ooh, underneath, a rare miss here from McGill University on the read. Allows an opportunity underneath the 1-2-3 passing play. Just a few too many for Master to get the read on the play, and Griffins tie it up.
Again, I think there's moments here. But again, Griffins, they haven't been able to show us everything. So a good look. Again, some individual efforts. I think that's what's going to be the difference. Have that play again. Put we haven't seen that, I guess. That's the best thing I can say out of this is we haven't seen McGill under sustained pressure. So maybe those clean rotations start to fall apart. Maybe things don't look as good as they were. And a chance to play upset is it's a good 50 here. But now he's got a battle and a great play by Master. He's been the one that I've kept my eye on the most for McGill. But a heads-up play, just staying close and forcing a chance. Caesar just happens to be in the right place to make a save.
Bat moose now. Big shot downfield for that corner. Defense going to be there. They will. The 1-1 here still as we get towards this final minute of game one. And for anybody joining in with us, right there at the top, you'll see it also. Best of threes, and we're in the first round of this one. Saw McGill play previously.
Oh, come on.
Up, down. Again, defense there. A lot of times we see teams kind of take off out of the goal in that situation. They all win up, and then everybody like tries to like scatter to get boost. McGill University will sit on the line every time. Their first goal is always to defend the net, which is something that we don't see often. Even at pro play level, people get overconfident, and we'll see them kind of scatter out for that.
I mean, the difficulty, obviously, in the final 20 seconds here, we can break that down in between is, offense wins in this game. You're talking on the game itself at a very elementary way. It only has one type of resource, which is the boost that you're seeing them pick up in the corners and the midfield with small pads. And if you're on a boost, you're limiting yourself in what you can do. You can't jump, you can't fly, you can't hit the ball with as much power. So, again, boost is everything, and that's why offense wins. You get to control the pace of the game. You get to be the one to determine how this goes, and trying to see an air dribble across, and it's a good save. But I think my favorite thing about this is despite, feeling confident about McGill, we're in overtime, game one, deadlock.
Yeah, it feels like Griffin's kind of sort of getting their rotation down a little bit more there towards the end. I don't think it's quite as clean. Like, a lot of their saves are like diving last second kind of coming across the line there, but they're there every time. They're playing a little bit more aggressive up front than McGill, trying to attack that net and attack the midfield. Boo looking to try and find this one through the corner. Won't be able to get the second touch. That third man commits forward again. That aggressiveness coming forward out of Griffin's gold. Finally, Sar will alleviate some pressure for McGill. Pushes it downfield, and we're back into the high-flying volleyball action right in front of McGill University's line. Sar, great play, cutting back towards net, coming from the midfield to go ahead and jump up and press that ball up against the back wall and bounce it out. That's a tough read for his teammates down below, and alleviated a lot of pressure for them and allowed them to stay in this one.
I will say, Griffin's Gold's offense been a bit more impressive as another infield pass. They've had plenty of shots on target, but they're always kind of that one thing off. So, again, sustained offense, a lot of looks, but McGill been able to handle it. I'm just worried that they're going to finally get a chance on the way out. McGill, again, hasn't had any shots, but it's going to be a good turn. It's on target, and they're going to be rewarded. Griffins, finally, made 19 in.
Like I said at the beginning, Griffin's Gold's absolutely taking this. I can't believe you would pick McGill University here, Lawler. It's wild to me.
I'm just trying
great
to
plays all the way
will,
through. Great play all the way through from both teams there. Really, that pressure eventually built up, and they come through and they get that W off of a quick play. That quick heads-up play, the turn into an immediate catch with that soft touch over that third man. He did not assume that player was going to make that turn and make that perfect of a catch, and that was all it was needed. And that's all that's needed sometimes in Rocket League, is just that quick, that one good touch that just breaks the axles and it opens up a free net.
Yeah, I think McGill finally got a little bit too overzealous on that one. They've been playing defense for so long, they finally like, we're getting past midfield. Life is good. And then they all commit for the first time, and it goes back the other way. So good challenges by Griffins. I'm glad they were able to, kind of put it and shut us down, because while the first minute may have been McGill with a better warm-up and feeling confident, just coming off of a match, Griffins really turned it around. So offense impresses. There's been a couple times where there's been some double commits and some things left to be desired, but the sustain, the consistency is why, I was bringing up offense wins.
Well, into game two here, back against the wall for McGill University. They are going to need W here in this game to stay alive in the series now. Griffins just looking to close the series out if they get the W here. Good bump there for Master. A little off the ball play. Trying to open up a way forward for his team. Sar will be through. Good pass in front of the box, and he ends up saving it. There's no way for him to get out of the way. He's kind of coming across at a weird angle. He tried to jump to get a little bit of height, but ended up just right in the way of the ball. It's unfortunate.
Not the first time that we've seen them block their own shots. But a good breakaway. Players on the outside in the demo. Something we actually haven't seen too much of today. As a soft touch, able to take out and bring out 2 defenders. The bat moves, slow boost, that's all he's got. Injured spot, not able to get the first touch, but it's a flick past one and a beat double commit in the midfield. Cesar should be happy to play that over to Master. Tries to play it around, but a challenge, aggressive from Griffin's Gold, as they do not want this to go past midfield. Another set up into the corner, potential redirect, popped up high, nobody able to connect, and it's going to be Ado.
90 seconds in, and Ado will be the one to strike first here. Griffin's on the board and in the lead. Right over the top, the speed there to beat out the defender. Secures the first goal. Fighting from behind, McGill University going to be forced into a situation here where they have to play a bit more aggressive. They're going to need to find that next gear, a little bit more speed here, as they will need to equalize and then try and take the lead.
Ado trying to go for a good touchdown, but can't quite get the angle. Either way, it led to some follow-up, and that's been the answer for Griffin's Gold, is that every single touch, usually on offense, met aggressively. Another one there. Passed across, plenty of boost, trying to go for a bump, and it settles in front of the net, but no follow-up. Either way, positioning solid in the middle of the field, able to react no matter what. Chance to take this one solo. Flip reset, can't connect, and it's going to fall short. Again, good boost tonight here by Griffin's Gold. But again, those are the things I'm talking about. Like, you see, like, okay, overall, good offense, everything's moving, then all of a sudden it's like, we're going to bump into each other, there's going to be a bit of a double commit, and it's like, again, there's moments that I'm like, okay, McGill, you should be able to handle this. But as soon as they get put under pressure, McGill cannot break out from Griffin's.
That one should be on the mark. There it is, right in the top right. Master with a masterful shot secures the goal for them, and we're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, unfortunate tough there from Boo. It looked like it was going to be a more powerful touch from the teammate, McGill, but ended up not connecting, so it falls into the lap of Master, who can't quite get the read. We're tied up, 2.5 in. Off the sidewall, Siroxy trying to go underneath. It actually ends up falling perfectly to the teammate. As a 50 low, it's going to be Ado. A good response. Low latency goal to neutralize.
Look at the catch over one and then under the next. Great play. Ado coming in huge here for Griffin's Gold in the second game.
Important one to bring that lead back by 1. Again, on match point. Trying to close this out 2-0. As out of the kickoff. Into the corner. Good challenge. Should allow them to rotate back on. And going to be a solo play again from Stroxy, but Gill's starting to adjust. Aggressive challenge. Chance to play that in the corner, but somebody already there, so they hold for a little bit, but again, multiple commit. Doesn't really lead to anything. Makes it really easy for the defense of Griffin's Gold to not only conserve some boost, but also make a save. As a soft touch off the backboard. This is a chance for McGill. And can't quite get to it in time. So now Siroxy showcasing that offense. It's going to be a dunk off the bar and out. McGill still only behind by 1.
Every now and then there's some opportunities for Griffin's Gold to try and get that finish as well. But what happens is those weird kind of touches, the second man is so committed to pushing forward that he ends up just a little too far and can't make the read on these bounces off the post. This time, though, pass in field. I like the idea, but that's your third man you're trying to pass to. Hopefully the other one gets back in time, and he will. Boo will be there on the line for the defense. Over 1. Can he find it? Not going to be able to get the reset again. Just like 5-6 boosts short every single time. You can tell he wants it, though. Is he going for the ceiling pass and the shot? He goes for it, but can't connect.
Would have been a little bit confident, but those are the ones that McGill need to punish on. Chance here, they've got numbers. Stroxy again there for the answer, and Ado perfectly placed top right.
I mean, that might have just scraped both the crossbar and the post on its way in. Get another look at this real quick. Man, exact same distance off the post and the crossbar there, just perfectly squared up.
Yeah, it's a tough one at the back end, but again, it's the challenges in the midfield. The midfield game has been the difference maker this time. As another pass in field, boo! Gonna slam that one into the net.
Feels like they've really settled in as this game went on. Griffin's Gold kind of figuring it out. We were talking, a little bit about the passing, McGill University's use of the field and space. Is there a bit more double commits here and there every now and then, or some odd commits for some things? Sure, but Griffin's Gold's ability to communicate and then get the ball where it needs to go in the end has been there over and over again. Somehow a bit of a, call it controlled chaos in their attack.
Yeah, it's been interesting, and I don't know if it's just chalked up to nerves or, at this point, them trying to freestyle. You see it passing off the ceiling. Everybody's up, a chance to put it away. It's not going to connect, and as this one hits the ground, it is going to be Griffin's Gold, a 2-0 sweep, and feeling confident moving into that grand final and looking good while doing it. So, again, well played by them. It is the offense that dominates. It started a little bit slow. McGill out of the gate swinging. Ton of pressure in that first 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Eager to the ball, but Griffin really settled in. They came into their own, and then from then did not look back.
Once they settled in, I think it really made it tough for McGill to also get comfortable. You could tell, like in the previous series, they were super comfortable finding each other in transition. Passes were there at the beginning of that first game. The pieces of it were there as well, as they were kind of maintaining that. But once Griffin got settled in and really kind of found their pacing, they really cranked it into that next gear. And McGill was just never able to recover up to that speed.
It's what we wanted to see. I wanted to see if, hey, now that you're up against a challenge, are you going to be able to break out? You guys had that a little bit ago where, touch was immediately to the outside and then cleared downfield, and you were able to sustain it. But this time around, Griffin's midfield pressure is huge in difference for those challenges and providing that space. So congrats to them in moving forward. Unfortunately for McGill, that drops them down to the lower bracket, where they're going to be waiting on the winners of Spear Goblins versus Basically Energy and Lotus 8, who we saw just a bit ago, who they took down, and Victrix. So I think if they're watching that bracket, they can feel pretty confident based on who may promote forward what they're going to be playing against. So should be interesting to see for that. But unfortunately, that means our last match of the day. Jason, obviously, it's been a lot of fun, but as a quick recap for everybody, we are still in phase 1. If you guys are unfamiliar with the format and everything else that's going on, if we want to actually show that graphic to kind of explain the situation as a recap before we close out the day. We have 3 phases of tournament going on. We're in phase 1 currently, which is the open qualifiers. Nulantas, obviously, on top of the game. Type ! Register in chat. Qualifiers are going until July 5th. If you guys would like to also compete in this, as long as you're Canadian, you can sign up, and based upon the results in your matches, we will place you in Division 1 of 4. Once we do that, we then get into Phase 2, which is our division playoffs. We have our teams that are ranked across the board, top 32s in each one. And then we will be having them compete for a chance to then get into Phase 3, which is the top 4 teams from each division into the semifinals and the grand finals. With that in mind, then we then go into our prizing, which is $50,000 up for grabs across 3 titles, 2 of those being Rocket League related. We've got Rocket League, which you guys just saw, and then Rocket League Sideswipe as well. And then we are doing various giveaways across the board as well, which you can be doing through Discord, which is !Discord in the chat. You guys have a Twitch panel down below that you can check out. A lot of different ways that you guys can get involved, be part of the community, which everybody at TELUS would greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, obviously we can't do this without our sponsors. Massive thank you to Samsung for providing what they do, and Logitech, Skull Candy, and Astro for all the stuff they are contributing as well, giveaways included, as well as prize pool stuff as well. So, a lot of things that we're covering, but last but not least, obviously at the end of the day, TELUS is supporting things, and there's a lot of cool charity things that we can be doing as well. If you guys want to do and be so kind, you can check out TELUS Friendly Future Foundation as well. TELUS believes in giving back to where it all started, the grassroots community, and type !TELUS Foundation in chat to find more information on how to support youth in Canada and charities across the country. And now that I've said all that, Jason, recap on the day, favorite moments, all that kind of stuff before we close out the show.
I mean, my favorite moments I think are always going to be the Sideswipe, just because it's a bit of a change up where me and you are typically doing like classic Rocket League through and through, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That last series was solid. That was a fun one back and forth of it. But Sideswipe is just that different change up, that pacing, that speed. So it's super cool to get to see Sideswipe getting a little bit of love here, and the guys getting to compete for some money.
Well, if you guys did miss out, or even if not, you want to come back and play tomorrow, again, make sure you register. We'll be back same time, same place here at DSA Group on the Twitch channel. But everything starts and kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys sign up and get those registrations in beforehand, and then we'll be ready to go. Another day of TELUS Esports Series 3 action. But on behalf of myself, Adam Lawler Thornton, and Jason Supersonic Burns, we are going to go take an extended break and see you tomorrow. So with that said, everybody have a great night. I'm going to go check on the dog and make sure she's not hiding under the bed, and we'll see you tomorrow.